Do you want me to do that one and you dance? Because I think they've asked for you to dance.
I can't dance.
Yeah.
Oh, horrendous. I'm better than you though.
Look at this mug. This is from Leicester. Look. Love you.
Don't start rumours. You'll start rumours.
That is beautiful. You've got your tomatoes ketchup one there, and I've got this one. So, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday morning show. Good morning, Leicester.
Good morning, boss.
How are we today?
Good. Yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Nice hat.
Very nice hat. Yeah. I thought I'd bring this one out today. You like this one, don't you?
Yeah, it's a little bit old school.
A little bit different. Blend in with me. Bit old school.
A bit different.
So we've had a busy week on the channel.
We have, yeah.
We've introduced my brother, which has gone down really, really well. Yeah. A lot of people really, really liking that video. Certainly it was a little bit different, the video, because, yeah, it was just different.
It was a different style, I liked it.
Yeah, it was a different style.
Nice bit of B-roll.
B-roll Barnes, yeah, we like that, don't we?
Private joke.
Yeah, private joke. So, yeah, a little bit different. So thank you all very much for taking the time to watch that video. And then we did obviously the What's in the Bag. And then we did our Bushnell cross-country challenge that I did with Paul across the lake, which was fun. A lot of fun. And we're going to do a few more of those as we go on through, aren't we? So we've already done a couple already. So
that'll be coming soon, won't they?
Anything to report for this week from you?
Just been mega busy in the shop, so which is good. Mega. Weather's not been great either, but it's still been...
No, it's not been the fantastic week, is it? A bit
sort of
hit and miss.
Yeah, I mean, we're tea times from 7 AM till 7 PM.
Yeah.
And not many gaps. It's really good.
No. And you've had I don't want to talk about football anymore after last week. Did you see some of the comments?
Yeah.
God, we didn't really... I shouldn't have mentioned Liverpool.
No. Well, West Ham got 3 points as well, so...
As I saw, beat Chelsea, I see.
They did, 3-2.
We're going to upset all the Chelsea fans now as well.
6 points we've had off them. We'd beaten every season, to be honest. So, yeah.
So there's the football chat done.
Alan Thistlethwaite will be happy.
He will be happy. Right, so something that I think we need to get out, because everybody's been asking nicknames.
Okay, I've got a lot though, to be fair.
Well, I call you lots of different names, but I call you Bernie the most, and I've called you that for a long, long time. Yeah, 20 years maybe. And you guys may not actually find it that funny, but at the time it was funny to me. But
I didn't find it very funny.
Yeah, Lester didn't find it that funny. But basically, when Lester was a bit younger, he was a slight late developer in life. Okay.
I didn't shave until I was like 22, 23.
So we used to go through, when we were young, we went through a spell that when you got to a certain age, you could start to grow sideburns.
Yeah.
And Lester was learning how to shave.
It was the fashion. Everyone had sideburns.
Everybody had sideburns. When you were 16, 17, 18.
Mid-90s.
Yeah, you had sideburns. Yeah. So Lester was trying to grow sideburns. And
unsuccessfully. I'm still trying now.
Well, it was good because you had your hairline that came down to there. Then there was about an inch gap here. Yeah. And then it grew down here.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So he had this kind of like wedge in between the sideburn into the chops. So I used to call him Burns, Lester Burns, instead of Barnes. And then it turned into Bernie Burns. Yeah. Bernie Burns. So I don't know why or how, but that's what it did, and that's why we ended up. And then from then on, I called him Bernie.
It's quite ironic, really, because I've still got decent hair, so like decent hairline.
And I wear a hat.
A new hat.
So there you go. That's why I call Lester Bernie. All right, it's a fun little story that we've kind of got between us, but whether you guys find it funny or not, for me, it's still funny.
One day I'll tell him why I call you Jeff.
Yeah. We'll kick to that anniversary. You've got a little bit of a thing that you want to get out, isn't it? I feel like this is a good talking moment to air things, you know.
It's nothing too serious, but people were mentioning when my wedge video,
yeah.
Can you cut that out?
Last week?
Yeah, this week. This Monday I had a wedge video come out.
This week's wedge video.
It was in relation to a vlog we did at Bovey, and I kept being left with a yardage when we were playing that I didn't have a club really for.
Yeah.
So
you had a gap.
I had a big gap, yeah, a 25-yard gap between my pitching wedge and my first gap wedge, which is obviously 52. So people were saying, to almost not like criticism, but saying, "Oh, why don't you learn to hit a 3/4 wedge?" Or you know, or a 10 o'clock swing with your wedge and just feed it in there, play more field shots.
Yeah.
Which and they were sort of saying, why have you not shown me how to do that, etc. Like,
yeah, my fault.
Which, yeah, it's obviously your fault. Which obviously is a valid point. I personally believe there's a couple of reasons why I don't play half shots. I feel like I get more control when I'm hitting almost a full swing.
Yeah.
You also generate more spin. So if you're hitting a full shot and going at it, that's like you're going to generate more speed into the ball, which ultimately is going to get you more spin, more control.
Yeah.
I also don't like standing there trying to fiddle things in.
Yeah.
Just because I don't feel comfortable. I'd rather have that gap filled, and then if I have to take a little bit off something, I can do it. But I don't want to be hitting.
I think
there's too much of a,
yeah. I think Leicester is more comfortable on the golf course when he's playing golf, hitting fuller shots rather than having to manipulate a shot. And that's, you know, stop me if I'm wrong here, but I think that possibly it's to do with a little bit of tension sometimes it builds up, and you'd prefer to hit something a little bit firmer. So, and that's where putting him in a wedge to gap in has worked better for his game from a personal point of view. That's not to say that he can't hit three-quarter shots. You absolutely can hit whatever shot you want to hit, but it's what you feel more comfortable on the golf course with, and that's a good point to a lot of people out there. Is that
like I wouldn't if
find something you're comfortable with.
My issue sometimes I have when I play foursomes with people is they'll hit me 40 yards from the green, which for a lot of people that would be odd. I'm only 40 yards from the green, I can just chip that on or pitch it over something. I'd hate that. I'd rather be 70 yards back and hitting my full, you know, a full shot in there. Like I say to people sometimes, we're playing foursomes, lay me back. I don't want to be that tight to it.
Yeah.
Again, sometimes if it's cut over a bunker and you're trying to flick a half shot in, you're not going to get any action. Whereas if you're
further back,
80, 90 yards and you're hitting a full swing, you're going to generate that spin and control that you require.
So I'm glad we got that out, because I feel like that's been building.
Is that not waffle? Not building. I feel
like it's been building up.
Is it?
You know, you got a bit agitated at one stage.
There was just so many comments of the same.
Yeah. But I think it's good to air it and at least pass that information out. Why Leicester does what he does on the golf course. Just goes to his comfort zone. I'm sure
there'll be other people who carry maybe one or only two wedges and they have a 56 or whatever, and they just literally hit it with different. You know, they can probably play it from 120 yards into like 20 yards, playing the same shot, moving ball position, moving handle, moving hand position, etc.
Cleared that up, lovely.
So I do have a little bit of beef with you, actually, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, you know, as we're bringing up little issues that we have, I think it's always good to air them.
Is now the time to air this?
Yeah, 100%.
Do we not do this in more of a meeting?
No, I'd rather do it in front of the people who are watching this on a Sunday. So you were not going to keep anything from me. Communication is important when we're working together. We sometimes don't see a lot of each other. We might do at the moment. We're doing
like ships in the night.
Yeah, exactly. We pass like I do one day, you do the other day in the shop. So it's important that we, we don't keep secrets. We make sure we're all informed. And I'm a little bit upset with you.
I've everything. I tell you everything. You know that.
Do you though?
I do.
Sure?
I tell you everything.
I'm not convinced.
Everything you hear about. What have I done?
So
what's happened?
Not only am I a little bit.
What have you got there?
Not only am I a little bit upset with you, but I think someone else in your golf bag is going to be very upset with you. Look what I've just found.
What?
So this turned up a couple of days ago, and it's the new Dan's new putter, basically, because it came with Dan Hendriksen Golf on it, and it said own use. So I presume this is yours.
Yeah.
So you've got a bit of a wand in your bag, so your putter's not going to be happy when it sees this.
Are you sure? I didn't tell you about this.
You never told me about this. So this is the new one as well. Sort of the one we reviewed not so long ago, I think.
Yeah, this is the Special Select.
Special Select. So your old putter is not going to be happy when it sees the newer, younger model.
So video came out, this week, and it was about putters.
Yeah.
Okay, and I was doing some experimenting with James and doing it on the Sand Putt Lab with putters, which everyone hopefully have seen. I started putting with this. Yeah. Okay. And you'll notice the grip is actually slightly different to the Select that comes in the Select range. It's got a little bit extra on the top
there,
doesn't
it?
Yeah, so it's got the Phantom, the grip that comes in the Phantom putters. And I just felt really comfortable with the Phantom putter, but...
And you also got a bit heavier head.
Well, I've gone,
And you can see that little sticker there, it says heavier head.
Yeah. Well, I've gone, it's got 40 gram weights in the head, so it's a little bit more weight, which is exactly the same as what I had in my current putter.
Old putter.
Current putter.
Where is it?
No, it's in my car. And I've put it into my spec of 2 degrees flat. So it's basically spec'd up to what my perfect kind of fit would be for a putter. So I'm really quite keen to give it a go. Obviously it's a slightly different feel off the face to what I'm currently using, because the previous model has got a little dampener in the face, whereas this one is a little bit more firmer feel off the face. But also it's hopefully going to give me a little bit more of stability in the head as well, because obviously the weights are spread out. The technology in that head. It's going to have
to be pretty special to beat your last one, isn't it?
I know. So, but we're going to give it a go. And actually, that leads us perfectly on to a question that I've had in about putting.
It's almost like we planned this.
Well, isn't it?
It's organised chaos.
Organised chaos, is exactly what it is. So, this one is from Julian Foot. So, hello, Julian. Julian's put on here, I have a question for you. I've noticed that on putts you never seem to take a practice stroke. Is this something you have developed into, or is it something you've always done? So I thought we would, whilst we're in the studio here and we've got the putting set up here, I thought we would just have a little go and just kind of share with you why I don't have a practice putting stroke out on the golf course. Should we do that? Do you have a practice putting stroke?
Yeah.
You do, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Definitely you do. I've seen you do that.
100%,
yeah. So I'm just going to share with you why I don't kind of do that now. So many moons ago, so probably, I don't know, got to be 10 years that I haven't used a practice putting stroke when I'm out on the golf course, is basically what was happening is when I was putting on the putting green before I used to go out and play, I used to feel like I putted quite well. And when I then went out onto the golf course, I would miss lots and lots of putts, and it was starting to get a little bit sort of in my head. When I got onto the golf course, that I was missing lots of putts, but I was good on the putting green, poor on the actual greens on the golf course. So what I did is I kind of analysed what I was doing on the putting green compared to what I was doing out on the golf course.
I mean, it's important when you practice to practice what you would, how you'd play, isn't it?
100%, couldn't agree more. I think it's so important that when you get onto the practice putting green that you repeat what you're doing on the putting green as to what you would do out on the golf course. And this is where I was doing it slightly wrong. So on the putting green, I would always come on with one golf ball to start with. I'd throw a ball down and I would literally putt from hole to hole to hole as I worked around. I didn't necessarily try to hold the putt, and I still do this when I practice now. But what I noticed was that I didn't ever use a practice putting stroke at all on the putting green. I just used to walk up, look at the line and then hit it, trying to get a feel for the putt.
So you were literally looking for feel?
Just purely, I was trying to get pace is what I was working on.
Was it to do with time restriction? Because sometimes when we run on the putting green before a round, we've only got a couple of minutes.
Possibly, but even in tournaments, I would only ever take on one golf ball, and I would just literally try and work my way around the putting green. So it was more that I was more relaxed on the putting green than what I was out on the golf course. But then I was just then realised that actually I wasn't using any practice putting strokes. But then when I went onto the golf course, I was looking at the hole, doing 2 practice putting strokes, sometimes 3, then walking into the putt and hitting it. And again, I don't even know why I was doing that. I think it was more down to me thinking that I needed to spend more time over the putt, because that's what you see on the TV all the time, and when you're competing you feel like you should give it as much of your attention as you possibly can. But I was then starting to overanalyze what I was doing with my putting stroke. So what I then started to do was I moved away from it completely, and I started to then practice basically take my putting game from the actual putting green out to the golf course. So from then on, I stopped doing any practice putting stroke, and my game made a complete U-turn. My putting game became so much better from doing that, from changing from having a practice putting stroke to not having one at all. So I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Lester. I think what you say there is, try and take what you're doing out on the practice ground or on the putting green onto the golf course.
I just hold that putt. You hold 2 actually in a row.
In a row.
Without concentrating. That's impressive.
Well, that is it, isn't it? You just hit the nail on the head again. God, you're doing it all day.
I should be a a builder, shouldn't I, with the amount of nails I've hit on the head.
I know, amazing. But you've just said it again there, you know, without concentrating. And in a way, on the practice putting green, I didn't used to concentrate that much.
No.
I used to hit putts because I was focusing on something, not necessarily looking to hold the putt. I was trying to focus on feel.
I think it's finding something that works for you. It might, you know, it's worth probably people trying it out, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for everybody.
No.
You still read the putts as you know, how you would previously, wouldn't you? And have a little look behind, etc. It's just when you address, or when you're ready to putt, you address the ball and hit it. There's no couple of practice strokes and moving away and lining up. It's almost putted behind the ball, lined up, bang. Works for you, so why change it? Right,
I think it's time for you to give this Bushnell away. Now, we did a review on the Bushnell Tour V5 and the Tour V5 Shift. And we were trying to get to 10,000 views, weren't we?
We didn't get there. No.
We got to 8,700. So
that's
thank
your
you
fault.
All. Yeah, that's why we've been a bit delayed on the actual giveaway of this Bushnell product. So I think it's time to do a little randomisation pick from the comments that people have put through on here.
Let's make someone Sunday.
Let's make someone very excited on a Sunday. Ready?
We might even see. I was thinking as well. If the person doesn't watch the Sunday show and they don't tell them that this is in there, and then if they don't contact us in a week, they've got a week to contact us. We do it again.
Is that what you want to do?
That's what I reckon. That's a great idea, I think.
I think that's a very good idea, and I think that's fair.
Yeah, so do I. Because if they don't watch the show, they
we
deserve to win this.
We could be giving this away every week, couldn't we?
We could almost. 53rd week and no one's claimed it.
Right, so I'm going to do this random select. Again, Lee's given me this app that does, it goes through all the comments of that particular video. So I've got 642 comments.
Okay.
So that's
1 in 642 chance of winning.
Yeah. So that's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Right, let's go. Let's do it. So random pick. Oh,
does it take like 20 minutes?
No, it does it really, really quick. Right, the winner is Malcolm Yon. Okay, Malcolm Yon. So Malcolm, congratulations on your win. This Bushnell is for you to collect. However,
7 days.
You've got 7 days, Malcolm, to get your name down on that win.
Else we give it away again.
Cool, you've been trying to give this away for a while now, haven't you? Hey, can you give it away, Dan?
Give it away. It was getting too tempting. It almost went in my bag. I almost swapped over for the V4. Like,
it's not a V5. Right, I have one more question for you. Well done on giving that away, by the way.
Thank you.
So, this one is from someone on that's commented on a previous video. Okay. Comes under the name of Willy Nilly. Okay.
Question. That's his real name.
I don't know. Question for Lester. Why do you throw grass up before every shot, but rarely look to see where it goes? Love all the videos.
Again, just a habit.
That is absolutely.
I don't even know I did it. There's a couple of things that I do that only from appearing on YouTube and playing in vlogs that I realise I do. Like I didn't realise I had a trigger with my left foot.
Yeah.
Never realised that. I never realised I threw the grass up. Yeah. I just do it. I think I don't. It's just.
So I've noticed this for years. Lester has done this for years. He will go down, and you'll notice it now when you watch him play.
I've even asked you what the wind's doing.
Yeah, he throws the grass up, doesn't look at the grass, and then he says, "Where's the wind, Dan?" So he does it's probably started from the fact that he's looking to see where the wind is.
It might be a nervous thing. I don't know.
It's just absolutely. It's just something you kind of. It's a habit. Yeah. It's a habit that you've picked up. It's a habit that he's picked up.
I guess it's better than other habits like smoking and stuff like that.
Drinking and
smoking, which I don't do. So.
Yeah, you stick to your grass.
Throw my grass up.
Right, there you go. There's the Sunday morning show for you. I hope you all have enjoyed it. Congratulations to Malcolm as well for winning the Bushnell Tour V5. Great product.
Only got a week though. Only got
a week to collect it, Malcolm. Remember that. And we look forward to catching up with you next week. Thank you very much, Lester.
Thank you, Dan.
Have a good Sunday.
Have a good Sunday.
See you later.